Yo, what's good, guys? So there's this word that gets thrown out there a lot, and I don't really think many people actually know what this word means. And the word I'm talking about is branding. Branding, yes, some of you guys might be thinking about a logo or maybe even color schemes, and those are things that are a part of a brand. It's an element of branding, but it's not the full scope of what branding is. So I figured, why not have that discussion today? I want to talk to you guys about how you can build your own brand, how to build it like a boss, like some of your favorite artists, bands, producers, and even companies. And today, we're gonna talk about it. But before we do that, we gotta show love to the sponsors. So if you want to learn more about them, check out the links in the description of this video. And as always, man, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell, and let's get to work. Salutes to that. Okay, so at the beginning I talked to you guys about branding, but before we can actually build your brand, you need to understand what branding is. So what is branding? Branding is the process of building an idealized image that you and your fans can relate to. So some of you guys are like, okay, that still feels a little confusing. I'm not understanding. So let's do this. I'm gonna give you guys a couple of examples. If you think about, if I say Lizzo or Beyonce or Cardi B, when you close your eyes, do you picture their fans being shy people? Or do you picture their fans being people that are confident and fierce? Probably more on the confident and fierce side, right? Because that's a part of the brand of those three individuals I just named. Or let's not even do artists, let's do brands, right? So let's talk about American Eagle or Gap. When you close your eyes, do you picture a 35-year-old black man? Or do you think about probably a 15 to 16-year-old white female? Probably the latter, right? Because that is what their brand entails. And that's what branding is. When you close your eyes, or when people hear your name, when they hear your producer name, your band name, when they think about your services, whatever you provide, what are things that come to mind? Matter of fact, I'll bring bands in this. When I say metal bands, if you were to close your eyes right now and think and picture a metal band, I mean, there are a couple things that come to your mind, like denim, maybe even leather, and a couple other things. But you know what doesn't come to your mind? Boy bands. Because those brands are completely different. How you market those two are completely different. What the fans in each of those genres expect is completely different. So again, your brand is the image. It's the perception of whatever you're providing. It could be your name, your symbol, your designs, whatever it is, your values. That's your brand. So now that you understand what a brand is, now we can kind of dive into how to build your brand. So if you're ready, let's do this. All right, number one, the first thing that you need to do in order to build a solid brand, a powerful brand, is to one, understand yourself. You need to really understand who you are and what you're about as a rapper, as a singer, songwriter, as a producer, as a band, as a musician. You really need to understand yourself. And this is what I mean. I'm gonna ask a couple things, right? What genre are you in? Okay, you got your genre down. Okay, what about your subgenre? All right, what type of production do you tend to sing or rap on, or even play against? Or if you're a producer, what type of production do you tend to make? All right, what else? What type of style of singing do you do? What type of style of rapping do you do, right? And what's the vibe to it? And now some of you guys are like, okay, what do you mean by vibe? Is most of your music aggressive? Is most of your music happy? Is most of your music about relationships? Is most of your music sad and dark? All of this stuff matters, right? Because when you're building a brand and you're trying to attract other people, or you're trying to build a culture and a community, you have to understand who's in that community, and you need to understand the expectations of that community as well. So the very first thing you need to do is understand yourself. And if you struggled to answer the questions that I asked, take a pause real quick. Like, even pause this video and answer those questions first, and then continue watching the rest of this video. But you need to understand yourself in order to push forward with your brand. All right, number two is understanding your space. Once you understand yourself and your style and a bunch of other things, you need to understand the space that you're in. So you understand what your genre and your subgenre is now. Well, and you need to answer this question: what are the norms for your genre? You really need to know that. Like, what's common in your genre? And I'm talking about the music, I'm talking about the fashion, I'm talking about the lifestyle, I'm talking about the culture, I'm talking about the discussions, the arguments back and forth that people have in your genre. Like, what are the norms in your genre? Because the truth is, your fans have expectations too. Like, they're listeners. They're engulfed in that culture. They know everything that needs to be known about everything. And the truth is, these fans are comparing you to the artists that they listen to, like their favorite artist. You're being compared to their favorite artist. So if you know this now that I'm telling you, and you know that your fans have certain expectations, you guys have the cheat code. You literally have the cheat code to progress and move forward, because if you can understand the norms in your genre, then you can take the stuff about in step one about understanding yourself, and then taking the wants and the needs and the desires and expectations of your fans. And if you find that middle mark, then you're truly being authentic to yourself. You're not compromising, but at the same time, you know what your fans expect from you. Now, real quick, before I hop off this point, some of you guys might still feel confused on this, but let me give you a quick example. If I see you across the street, you shouldn't have to tell me you're in a rock band. If I see you in denim and leather and you got a guitar slung over your shoulder, 9 times out of 10, you're probably in a band. Or if I see you across the street and you just walk out of a venue and you have a snapback fitted with a chain and some new J's or whatever it is, I might assume that you're a rapper. Right? So there are things about your brand that talk for you. There's certain things you shouldn't have to say. If you're already engulfed in the norms of your genre, people will be able to pick up on that before you say a word to them. So hopefully that makes more sense to you guys. All right, and the biggest tip in order to build your brand is to learn from the pros. Listen, guys, the best way that people relate to things is comparing it to what they already know. So I mentioned earlier that you guys are being compared to some of your favorite artists. Or I'm sorry, you're not being compared to your favorite artist. You're being compared to their favorite artist. Excuse me. But because you know this, wouldn't it be a good idea to study these artists so that you can mirror some of your brand based off of what are already norms in the genre? Of course. So studying and learning from the pros. And the reason why this is such a major impact step, and it's not step two. Some of you guys are like, this sounds similar to the previous step. No, this is about actually building, right? This is the actual build part. So we're going to do a quick exercise, and I'm going to help you guys start building on your brand. Okay, this exercise, this is what I need you guys to do. I need you to make, either on a piece of paper, on your phone, whatever it is, I need you to make 10 slots, all right? In the first 5 slots, I want you to list your personal favorite 5 artists, bands, producers, singers, whatever, in that first 5. This is your personal list. Forget everyone else, forget who's most popular right now, all that other stuff. This is your personal 5 that you listen to the most and that you respect the most. So that's the first 5. Get that down, you're gonna need that. Then in the next 5, that's when you put who the most popular people in your space is. And when I say your space, I don't mean just your genre. Like your genre and the subgenre is, well, if you know what sound you're similar to. You need those 10. You need those 10 to even get started on this exercise. Okay, and now this last part is essentially the studying. I want you to look at your list, and I want you guys to check all their public information. I want you guys to go on their social media and do what? I want you to check their posts. I want you to see the type of things that they post. I want you to check their fashion, the type of things that they wear, and the way that they carry themselves, even down to their hairstyles and the type of glasses that they wear. I want you guys to pay attention. Go to their Spotify, right? And check out their catalog and see if you can see any similarities in their aesthetics. I want you guys to even check out, like, not necessarily their numbers, because that's not going to benefit you, but even on their singles and their albums and EPs, check out their album artwork. How is that looking? How is that aesthetically pleasing? How is that different from other artists? And you might even see within your list, as you're comparing the artists to each other, you might see that there are certain correlations. Even check out their logos, check out their color scheme. all that stuff, because that will help you move forward. Again, this is the cheat code, literally the cheat code. You guys don't have to reinvent the wheel. Now, some of you might feel like, well, but I don't want to copy someone else's style. I don't want to copy this and I don't want to copy that. I'm not telling you to copy it. That's not what I'm telling you to do. What I'm telling you is, if this is the norm in your subgenre or your genre, and that's what people, and if this is the norm and people that are fans and listeners of this genre, this is what they expect. Well, you don't want to hop in that genre thinking you're going to be the next big thing, when the truth is, those listeners, they gravitate to what they know. So you might be something brand new and you're trying to have a different style and different drip and have different clothes and different attitude and stuff, and that's all cool, but they may ignore that because it's not what they're accustomed to. You understand? So, and it doesn't mean you won't continue to stand out, but there are certain norms. Hip hop has certain norms. Rock has certain norms. Pop has certain norms. R&B has certain norms. Lo-fi, all this other stuff. Everyone has different norms. So don't try to reinvent the wheel when you don't have to. Check out your favorite artists. Study the pros so you can have a brand that rivals theirs. So when I look at your stuff and you guys are like, yo, Sarge, check out my music, I'm looking at y'all's album covers. I'm like, yo, this is fire. They're looking like a professional. I'm going to y'all social media. I'm looking at y'all's handles. I'm looking at y'all's posts. I'm looking at y'all's profile pictures. I'm like, oh, okay. Hey, he or she, they got their stuff together. I like what they're seeing. And then when it gets to the music, y'all already gonna have the fire music. So that's easy, guys. The music part is the easy part. It's what catches their attention, but the brand is what keeps them. The brand is what keeps them. For some of you guys, you're getting frustrated because you have dope music, but you don't have anything to keep them. Okay, I'm gonna back off my soapbox. My bad, y'all. Anyway, quick question. How did you guys feel about this video? Did you feel like this was actually helpful? Do you feel like it actually answered questions about what branding is and things that you can do to improve your brand? And if so, you already know the business, man. Go ahead and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and the bell so you guys get notified every time I drop a new video. Also, if there's a particular topic you guys want me to talk about, go ahead, drop it in the comment section. I do read my comments and I will add your suggestion to the list. And as always, man, be you, enjoy your life, and live authentic. Wait, did I forget a part? No, I might forget a part. Anyway, look, I love y'all. Forget it, man. Salutes to that. I'll catch y'all later.